What's going on YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Technique Tuesday. On this episode, we're going to be learning some Calgary base sweeps. So grab your partner, hit those mats, and let's get training. Alright, so when we're talking about bases, we're talking about the neutral position that you are when you stand or when you fight. On top of that, we're also considering your balance. So by me sweeping that, I'm looking to change your position, play off your balance to set up a technique for whatever reason. For the first technique we're going to go over today, we're going to work off of the Calgary flow. And the most important part is where I place my foot. So it'll look a little something like this. Working off the cross, I'm going to parry it. I'm going to work my way in here. I'm going to bring it to this position. The most important part is where I drop my foot. I'm going to drop it to the side and the back of the left foot. I'm going to overload the left knee, causing him to lose his balance. This position can change into a lot of different things. I can stay here and I can counter and finish with an elbow. Okay. I can also use this position to put him into a throw where I throw him down into the full circle here. Okay, from the other side it'll look a little something like this. So working off of the cross, I parry it, I bypass it, I come in, I grapple, I drop my foot to the side and behind, overload the knee, bring him back to throw, and finish off here. Alright, so an alternate version of doing this, let's say the punch comes and I zone away and my opponent comes towards me. I crash and then I proceed to go into the Calgary flow. This time this foot's a little too far, so I can't drop and overload the knee this way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it down nice and natural. I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to scoop in between his legs and behind here. Overload the same way and then I can finish however I want to finish. Okay, the most important part when I do this, I want to make sure I get the parry. If I can get it into the Calgary flow, perfect. But the most important part is underhooking this arm here. So that as I do my drill, I can shoot the shoulders in the direction I need to place his weight on the knee and overload it. Alright, so for the next technique, we're going to play off of a common concept that we call passing the ball. So basically what I'm looking at is I'm trying to bring the weight of his strike that's very committed from one side to the other. Let's just say from the right side to the left side. Once it gets there, he's going to try to bring it back by striking from the left side to the right side. And what that looks like, if he decides to cross and I parry it over and I push the weight to the left side, he's going to attack me not from his right side again. He's going to attack me from a number 2, or he's going to attack me with his other hand. And as I do that, I'm just going to pass the ball, trying to overload the hip that's supporting the punch. Okay, every punch has a supporting axis. If he punches with his right, it's going to be his left. If he punches with his left, it's going to be his right. Okay, so for this technique, what I'm going to do is I'm going to block check on both the right and the left. So I'm going to go block check to the right. I'm going to bridge over to the left hand. And then I'm going to use my counter. Instead of hitting the face, I'm going to push the back of the shoulder. As I do that, I'm going to advance closer. I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to go on the inside. I'm going to push to the outside. I'm going to sweep to the inside. I'm going to sweep his base here. And then I'm going to break his base by stepping on the knee. Okay, so from the other side, what I'm trying to do is overload one leg so that the other leg is nice and light. If I'm trying to sweep all of his weight from a natural position, it's very difficult to do. This is his natural position. He's comfortable here. This is what he uses every day of his life. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to overload one side right now, so he passes it to the other side. This way I have all the weight on the right knee. I'm going to use my push and pull method, so I'm going to be pushing this even more to the outside, and I'm going to be pulling with my leg. As I do that, once I get the base sweep, I'm in a position now where he's exposed that I can now break the base. And then I decide to finish however else I want to finish. Alright, for the third technique, we're going to go right into the base sweep. It almost seems like a shortcut, but it's only recommended to do if you have a very strong base or if your partner goes right into it and you're just trying to react. Okay? So this is going to be assumed that when the cross is delivered to me, that the right leg is going to step with it. So when the punch comes, this right leg is going to be exposed. I'm going to parry it and I'm going to go underneath here. Okay, so I want to make sure that my knee is underneath his hip and I want to make sure that my shoulder is underneath his shoulder. I'm going to take my arm and my body, I'm going to twist, and I'm going to make him trip over my thigh. Very simple, I'm just going to turn, and down my partner goes. Okay, from the other side, it's going to look like this. I parry and I come underneath here. A lot of the times when I do this parry, sometimes I'm going to shove my partner at the same time. I'm going to come here and I'm going to give him a little tackle. Once I get that to overload this leg over here, I sweep this one just by twisting over here. All that's done upper body, my partner's on the ground. I'm free to escape or I'm free to counter. Okay, so when I do this sweep, and because this sweep is very straight to the point, it's very minimal movement, I can actually do the sweep and just finish at the sweep. I don't need to counter, I don't need to do anything else. If I really want to commit to it and add a little bit more aggression to it, then I'm going to focus on the tackling part a little bit more and then just follow through with the same hand motion. So as the punch comes in here, I'm going to crash in and stretch. Alright, so when we're talking about our base sweeps and we're really getting into the context of it, all I'm trying to do is get my opponent into a vulnerable position where they need to focus on regaining that balance and their posture before they can A, defend, or B, fight back. This is not to say that this is going to be the focal point of my offense. If it's striking or grappling, this is just meant to complement that and create openings in a natural flow. Okay, so when you're practicing it, make sure you find a way to implement it into your own offensive flow, whether that's gained from us, whether that's similar through Filipino martial arts, or from another martial arts that you're already used to and experienced in. Alright, so that was your Technique Tuesday for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you also follow us on Instagram. We're going to have some exclusive content, some updates on some future projects that we're super excited to share with you. And until next time, we'll catch you guys then.